Hey, 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 happy Monday. What is poppin', beautiful people? Last week you guys said you wanted to do some not last week, the last call. You guys said you wanted to do some tapping. So I was just looking up one of um these tapping videos that we can do tonight that I think would fit what we all are after, and at the same time not being too long so I'm not keeping you here all night long. So before we get into that, I have a question for you guys. I'm going to drop it in the chat. Reflect on a typical day in your life and identify 3 moments where you could intentionally insert any type of self-care activity that you could do. So maybe it's like when I wake up first thing in the morning, I could take a few minutes to do some deep breathing, or I could take a short walk, or have a calming drink maybe before bedtime. This is normally my superfood hot cocoa, but I did superfood hot cocoa and then I added in a Trader Joe's little chocolate thing. So it's the holidays. I'm having a little extra. Anyways, I want to help you start implementing little brief moments of intentional time, being present, leaning into self-care, even if it's just for a few minutes. I know people say like, like, oh, what's 3 minutes of deep breathing gonna do, or a 5 minute meditation? That ain't nothing. That's not long enough. I'm telling you right now, especially with me working, I don't have time for anything other than little 5 to 10 minute spurts of self care activities. And for me personally, it's making a massive difference in the amount of stress that I'm feeling throughout the day. So I want to know, everybody, you guys can take turns. Like you could choose who wants to go first based off of if you're feeling, willing to share. It doesn't have to be three, but if you can even just name one time within your day that you can be more intentional and insert some type of self-care activity, share it with us and let us hold you accountable. And throughout the week, drop it in the chat thread. Let us know if you've been doing it, or if you haven't been doing it. Use that for your accountability. If maybe you say you're going to start spending the first 3 minutes of your morning deep breathing and you're not doing that, drop it in the chat thread and say, okay, you guys, I'm putting it in here to make sure I'm doing it. This morning, I'm starting my 3 minutes of deep breathing. So who would like to share first? Oh, I seen the baby hand go up. The baby hand went up.
I know, I was like, she voluntold me. But yeah, I'm thinking the first thing is definitely making sure I remember to wash my face. I have the last couple days, but there was a few days there where I kept forgetting, and like it takes me 5 minutes. It's not that hard, even if I'm not taking a whole shower with it, to wash my face. Like, especially first thing in the morning. And that's an opportunity also just to breathe and get in your head. And when I put the face oil on after, doing a nice little massage, ice roller if I have time, because I do. And I mean, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I can do that. Like, as long as I'm waking up early and not scrambling to catch up, which is a whole nother thing. Going to bed early, waking up early, that is self-care. And I have not been doing that. So add that to my list too. But
And what you mentioned too was habit stacking. So like whenever you want to create like some good new habits, say you start with the face washing, and then the face washing goes into your lymphatic massage, and that goes into your deep breathing, like stacking those three habits in one time, you're like maximizing what you're going to get out of it, because you're, really leveling up and layering it up. So
moms need to consolidate that self-care into as little time as possible, right?
exactly. No, you ain't kidding. That's great. Lisa, I've seen you in the chat. You said I could do some deep breathing or meditation first thing when I wake up. I could take a quiet walk while Jacob is at school. I could do a meditation before bed. You know what? I have loved reading at night before bed. Yeah, that's a new thing that you've been doing, the reading. I think if you added in some outdoor, getting into nature time, girl, you'd be feeling so good. To I wish I could go back to like 2 months ago and take advantage of more of that time, you know?
We would do that like every day when the weather was nicer, but now that it's so cold and like I could, yeah, I'll put a sweater on, bundle up, still go out. There's no reason I can't go out for a walk or take him out after school, but I haven't been. It's just kind of shut down in the winter when the time gets shorter, and I'm not enjoying the sunshine, and just I get in a rut when it's cold, and I don't know.
My mom does too. Me and my mom were just having this conversation. She slows down, which I think is normal, right? Like, think about like primal instincts. Everything goes into hibernation. Things do slow down. People do, are less active and less out there. But I think it's so important, especially for you stay-at-home moms who don't get out, to get in the sunshine for at least 5 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
so one of the things too that I was learning about recently, again, back to that primal instinct thing, your cortisol levels, that hormone that gets you up and moving and gets your body going without caffeine, that hormone is it's supposed to be at its highest first thing in the morning when you wake up, so you can do all your things that you need to do throughout the day while there's sunlight, because primal instincts, we had to work while it was sunlight. And so if you get into the sun within the first 5 minutes of you waking up, it helps the production of that hormone cortisol, and it's really good to help waken you up, liven you up, and really fuel your body for the rest of the day and to be able to start getting things done. So even if you just go out there with your coffee and maybe read a chapter of your book sitting outside, you don't have to go do no trek up a hill or anything crazy. Like, just get
A good
out in
idea.
the sunshine. And if you're reading and you're enjoying reading, I know you enjoy your sleep too, but maybe just letting yourself, he's at school for a while, wake up naturally and then go outside. You ain't got to do it like,
Yeah.
right away or nothing. I think it's a good
Right.
idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good idea. What about you, Tracy? What are you thinking? How are you liking XB? You've already been like kicking butt at that every day.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
It's-
So, the exercise is something I'm doing for myself. So that's a huge thing, but I get up about a half hour earlier than I have to get up every morning, just so that I can have that time to no one else is awake in the house, and it's just me, and it's my time. And sometimes I'll just read, or now that I have like access to all these wonderful meditations or talks, or 10-minute, this is this or whatever, I've been listening to those in the morning too. And then I have this little guilty pleasure during this time of year. There's an online advent calendar from Jackie Lawson that I get, and it has little games in it. And you open up a door, and this time around, it always has a theme, and this is a Edwardian life back in the early 1900s. So there's like little games to play, and you got to search for a little animal in the scene every day. So this is like my thing that I'm doing right now when I get up in the morning. That's like my little, and it takes, it's only like between 5 and 10 minutes. And I love it. It makes me so happy to do it, you know?
yeah.
And then I come up to bed earlier, more because I just can't be vertical anymore. I need to be horizontal, but it doesn't mean that I go to bed.
hmm
So I may head upstairs between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, but I often will read until I'm tired, and then like, for a half hour, because I love to read. So I do that for myself as well. I've always built in something, even when Jack was younger. Small somethings, like you said, a half hour here, a half hour there, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, whatever I could get, I would try. So I have a lot of it already built in.
Years of practice.
Mhm.
What kind of books do you like to read? We've been out, well, these two little baloney heads done finished the damn book without me. They went through it
Finish
so
the second
fast.
book.
Oh,
They're both on the second book.
I'm on the third. No, I'm on the third book now.
What? You finished the second, you said?
I finished it this morning. Yeah, she
Are
was
you
reading.
doing anything aside from reading right now?
I mean, I set up for Christmas this weekend too. Like I said, I cleaned my whole house and set up my Christmas stuff because I wasn't gonna do it, and then I changed my mind and I broke because I was like, I need to have Christmas in my house, and so we did that over the weekend. And I also read a 650-page book. No biggie, and we
That's
did.
surprising. That I was
It,
just telling Brittany this morning how many pages were in it and how many chapters it was.
yeah, I was like, wow, that's a lot, but it flies by. The thing is, I'm staying up till like 11 or midnight because once I
I
put the
can't
kids down,
read
it's
that
like 10
long.
o'clock.
It makes me fall asleep. Like
Oh.
if my eyes go back and forth on a page for longer than an hour, I'm falling asleep. It like meditates me to sleep. No matter how good it is, I'll be dreaming about the shit, and it don't even like. I just fall asleep.
I'm with you, Jesse. Once I start reading, it's really hard for me to stop.
And I'm like, honestly, it takes like Clayton has to lead. He has to be like, all right, I'm turning the light off. And even then, I have my book light. So I'm like, if I don't think it's bothering him, I will lay here and continue to read.
You need to get a Kindle.
No, that makes my head hurt. I've gotten some textbooks
Yeah.
on Kindle instead of doing the paper version. I just can't. It kills my eyes.
Now, not the one that with the backlight, but the newspaper looking Kindle.
That's for reading.
I have heard of those. I've never tried one of those.
That's the only one I ever tried, but I couldn't do like one that's like a tablet. No, but it's like newspaper print, and like you press it, but it's like ink. It like refreshes ink. It's not like backlit with
I feel
blue
like
light.
I love the feeling of having a paper book though, and the smell of the book, and
I
like
agree.
collecting them because I
It's
used
the
to
fun
collect
part, right?
stamps, but those are like kind of obsolete now. But I'm like, books are forever. Like
Mhm.
this is literature, and so I'm like, that's my new thing that I want to collect.
All right, wait a minute. Watch this.
Oh, is
See
this gonna
this?
be so joyful?
Ooh,
This is my bedroom.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
I need one of those.
wow.
I love books.
So, like, have you ever read the Court of what
A
what is it
Court
called?
of Thorns and Roses.
What is it?
A
Say it
Court
again.
of Thorn and Roses. Thorns
right
and
there.
No.
No, yeah. So it's like a fantasy.
Well, if you're a reader like that, you could probably catch up to where I am at least. We have a chat thread right now going of people reading this book from Facebook, and there's quite a few people in there. Some of them haven't even started yet, but it's been
I
fun
did
reading.
see your post. I forget where I saw it, where you guys were all holding up the book.
Mhm.
But if you put the name of it in our thread, I'll look it up. Right now, I do a lot of I love fantasy, but I
Well, you
also
would
love
like this then,
romance.
right? This is like fantasy, right, guys?
Yeah,
You would love
she
this.
said. So I
You
probably would
should
love it.
totally do it with us.
I know. I was gonna say you can also probably be a great contributor of suggestions for future reads because yeah, I'm gonna need to have
Because
some
these
things like
tricks are
that.
going to be done with the whole book series in a matter of 5 days if they
That's
keep
my Christmas
it.
gift. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna need the whole set of 5, please.
So
Finish my
funny.
new year.
Okay, I'm dropping it in the chat thread. I'm just dropping the series set for you.
Cool, thanks.
Of course. So now, as you guys know, every week I like to end the call with something like we do together to give a little bit of self-care, even if it's just 5 minutes. So I've mentioned tapping before, and I can give you guys a video that explains what EFT tapping is. But the idea is it's based off of Chinese medicine and the different meridian points that they use in acupressure and stuff. You're tapping on those points to rewire your brain. And this specific video that I'm going to share with you today, I don't think it shows her. So you can just follow my lead. But basically, what's going to happen is she's going to say a line, an affirmation, or just a sentence, okay? And you're going to repeat that sentence tapping on the different meridians. The first one is the top of your head. I'm going to have to take these off. Top of your head, sides of your eyes, under your nose, under your mouth, collarbones, armpit, wrist. So head, eyes, I'm doing this for myself, nose, chin, collarbones, armpit, wrist. I'll try my best to keep with it. Sometimes I fuck up, but we'll see. Pardon my French. I'm gonna keep the recording going this time because this is already something on YouTube, so I don't think there's gonna be copyright issues. And if I can give the viewers all the content I want to, so we're gonna try this time. Excuse me. So I'm gonna share my sound, share my screen. I got the hiccups. Let's see if I can copy and paste straight from my phone. Copy, paste.
I think HMX is a fantastic learning tool for several reasons. It works around your
So visually follow my lead, verbally follow the video's lead.
learning tool.
Hello, gorgeous. Welcome to your overnight manifesting tapping, and we're going to start on the top of the head.
Could you guys hear her good? She's down low. Try to turn up your volume on your phone, Tracy, because I got it as loud as I can go on my end. Was she quiet for you guys? Anybody else? Sort of, kind of?
Overnight manifesting tapping, and we're going to start on the top of the head.
Because the other thing I can try to do here. Oh. That might also be why. Oh my gosh, why am I? Okay. iMac speakers. Okay, tell me about, if not, tell me if she sounds louder now when I do this. Let's not share my sound and let's see what happens if I try to, where did it go?
I've reached the end of my day.
She got louder? Okay. All right. So the idea of tapping, you guys, is to create new neural pathways in your brain to help you have better, more positive thoughts and to heal and basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Reroute the old neural pathways. Like we're changing the bad ones into good ones, essentially. Bad thoughts to good thoughts. why does it always go into something crazy and loud? Gala Darling was the creator of that tapping meditation, and she does a ton, and she's really wild and out there, and she curses like a sailor. So if that's not your jam, you might not want to follow her, but if you don't mind, she's really cool. And she's taught me a lot about like letting go and moving on, and the whole idea of her tapping sessions is it basically like, you know how like affirmations, people will say something that they totally don't believe about themselves, and they'll say it over and over and over again thinking that someday they'll believe it. Well, that's not really the idea with tapping. She's saying like, and even though today I may have not been my best, like we're not trying to like trick ourselves into thinking that we're the shit and we don't ever mess up. Like, no, today I've made some mistakes, but I still love and accept and forgive myself. And, you know, things are still going to be great. So that's what I like about her, because I get into that. Like, I can't trick myself into thinking I'm something that I'm not, but.
Still positivity, but without it being unreal or fake.
Right. Exactly. I can't set those unrealistic goals. It's not for me.
And then really you're just setting in your mind a vision of what you want to be, but if it's unattainable, it's really just going to make you feel worse. So
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
I'm gonna have to try and catch it on the replay.
Yeah. And if you,
So
I know you can't see very well without your glasses too, because I know you're farsighted. It's a lot easier to do it on the TV. Where
I couldn't hear it either, but I think it was because when you had started talking and asking about the volume, I had swiped back over to all of our screens. So once you started it, I was still on all our screens and I couldn't hear, and then Jacob pooped, so I was like, all right. Well.
Yay, go Jacob!
But this is one I wanted to catch, so I'm gonna try and tag me when you post the replay.
I will. I'll get
Then
it up tomorrow. I'll get it up tomorrow as soon as I get home from work. So, all right. Well, shoot. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to share before we pop off? It's about that time.
Got my second parent meeting tomorrow night. I'm driving an hour to talk to a group of parents in Shamong, New Jersey. Yes.
That
I'm
sounds like you should be
excited.
in Japan or something. Shamong.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah. And then I just had another school contact me. I scheduled them for February.
Do they like give you like a idea of the age range of like the children of the parents that you'll be speaking to?
Generally it's usually K through 12. And I gear the talk so that there's something there for everyone. But what I do is when I first go in and I first start talking, and I ask them, you know, how many people here have children in elementary school and how many people here have children in middle school. So that gives me an idea of where to go in my conversations. You know, if it's primarily all, if there are no elementary, like there are some districts that don't have elementary schools, then obviously the conversation is going to be a little bit different than if I'm talking to, you know, a district that's primarily, like the last one I was at was they have one 18 to 21-year-old program parent, and then the rest were young preschool, kindergarten parents. So it depends. But yeah, I'm so excited.
That's exciting. I'm excited for you. You'll have to let us know how it goes.
Yeah. So I'm not going to be working out tomorrow because I would have to get up and take another shower and blow dry my hair. So I'm just going to pick it
Push
up
your
on
rest day on
Wednesday.
Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, and then go through to Saturday.
Right.
So
Yep. That's how we do it. Whenever we gotta, all three of us sometimes will wind up switching our workout order up. Yeah, sometimes we got things happening, so we get it. We totally get it.
Yeah, and I'm not an morning exercise person, man. It hurts me.
When I do it, but man, it just making myself do it until it becomes a habit it feels like next to impossible. That it's that beginning phase before you like get used to it. But once I get into it and I'm working out at 5 a.m., it's that time before everybody wakes up. it's me time. It's quiet. It's sometimes unsettlingly quiet.
Yeah.
But hey, it's our us time. I haven't done it in a long minute, but I kind of want to get back to it because I like morning workouts.
Yeah.
But
I'm
then you
just
have
the
to take a
opposite.
shower in the morning.
Like when I come home from my work day, I can't wait to work out because it shuts off my brain from the work, and all I'm concentrating on is the physical part of the workout. And that's what relaxes me.
You know,
Yeah.
that's probably a lot of the reason why I used to like nighttime workouts too, but I used to work from like 9 in the morning till 8 at night, and I would come home super late like that, and it was like I almost couldn't relax if I didn't exercise.
Mhm.
People were like, how do you do that right before bed? I'm like, I don't even know, but that makes a lot of sense. You kind of, it's like your separation from work and home life.
Yep. Yep.
I get it. I get it. I'm just different, cut from different cloth these days. Having Tegan made me though. It's not like I did it willingly. Trust me. But all right, ladies. Well, I guess I will upload the recording and see y'all later on.
Okay. Bye.
Everybody have a good night. Oh wait, let me get a boomerang. I didn't get a
Oh.
boomerang. Stop the recording.